Hi, Brandon Kuehl, Product Development Architect at the Members Group. I'd like to talk about pins around EMV. Uh, Pins with EMV are going to be a little bit different than they happen today. In the EMV world, we have online and offline transactions, and both online and offline could potentially have a different pin. Our goal is to always make sure that those pins match. There's also going to be a change in how pins get onto the plastic, and so today you're able to repin a card yourself. It just needs to be written to the mag stripe, and/or the offset is put into the first data system. In the new world, the chip has to be touched. So in order to update a pin on a plastic, you're going to have to touch that chip, and the technology to do that today is very limited. And so really the only pin changes that are going to be available initially in the EMV environment are a change that happens before the plastic is issued, and/or if you were to upgrade your ATM system to allow your ATMs to repin a card. It's going to be much more difficult to change pins in the future because you've got to write to that chip. TMG is putting in place an update to our Pin Now service, which is essentially a 1-800 number that allows your cardholders to change their PIN. We will be updating that system to allow PIN changes both before the card is issued and after. I think it's important to note that if you allow PIN changes after the card is issued, you could potentially run into some issues where the first transaction after that card PIN is changed, you could have a decline. So there are some issues and some nuances around changing the PIN after the card is issued, but we will make that available. These features will probably be available later this year. Probably the safest way to get a PIN to a cardholder in the EMV environment is the natural PIN or PIN mailer. And so you're going to send that out to the cardholder before the plastic ships, because if you offer an EMV PIN card, they won't have a choice of using PIN or signature, and so they're going to need to have that PIN as soon as the card gets there. So many times today we ship the PIN after the card is mailed. In the future, we'll be sending the PIN before the card is mailed. So you'll have two options going forward in the EMV world: Pin Now and Natural PIN. And then the ATM PIN is another option if you choose to upgrade your ATMs to allow that functionality.